Hi guys, my name is Callie Winburn and I am doing my presentation video over my paper, which is over bipolar disorder and how it can affect family members. Um, what I found was that family members can help benefit the individual diagnosed with this disorder in terms of giving support and some assistance to their relative and helping them follow a treatment plan, such as medication compliance, and I found that some families go to therapy as a family focused therapy, and it can really help this individual learn skills of how to deal with the symptoms of this disorder, such as mania and depression. My paper goes into talking about how family members should monitor these individuals even whenever they are doing well, such as positive mania, because it can always lead to a crash, which can end up in depression. Um, so, with all of my findings, I found that family members I encourage them to get as much information as possible so they can help this individual, because bipolar disorder can be very dangerous. It can lead to suicide, and oftentimes this is even found that individuals with bipolar disorder do this more whenever they're manic opposed to being depressed, because they have lack of control over their impulses. And so, how to jumpstart my study, I created a survey on SurveyMonkey, and the questions are pretty direct, such as, do you have bipolar disorder, or do you have a relative that has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder? And I was thinking to send these out to counseling agencies, prisons, jails, other institutions, and online through like Facebook groups that targets by people with bipolar disorder. And then through the survey is how I would select my participants, which would be relevant to my study. They would have to answer yes to these questions of being bipolar themselves or having a family member. And then after this survey is complete, it would direct the participants who qualify onto doing a writing for 10 minutes about how bipolar disorder has given them different experiences in life, or their experience with bipolar disorder. I couldn't really find a tool to measure my study because it's kind of broad. I mean, that's one of the limitations of my study, is that because all this is done anonymously, I can't have the individuals be measured off of like a bipolar scale and things like that. So, how I was going to measure this study was just kind of like taking a tally of the total number of people who have bipolar disorder, the total number of people who have a family member with bipolar disorder, and then the writings would be analyzed and listed out the factors that are affecting their lives, such as unstable relationships and whatever I could analyze out of their writings. And then, hang on one second. So I'm kind of off track here, but to get back to more of my findings about why this is so important to be studied is because bipolar disorder has a predisposition genetically, meaning if a family member has it, then it's kind of genetically predispositioned. I can't say that word right. Well, this is important for me because I think that family members should definitely be educated on this, because they might have children or something, and this could just be in their family in the future because it is genetically predispositioned. So I think it's very important for a family to get as much out of the knowledge they can learn as possible, such as knowing triggers that can give an onset to these symptoms, such as mania or depression. Like watching that individual's sleep patterns is something that is very important, and just their lifestyle habits, because if you're not taking care of yourself, it can trigger the mania and also not taking your medications right can make side effects, and that needs to be monitored. And not all medications are the right suit, and it's trial and error, and family can help be there to support that individual. And they can help resolve mania faster and stuff. Also, it is important because when individuals go to talk to their doctor, sometimes a family member can help bring more insight and extra observation into that doctor, so a doctor can have a better understanding of what this individual goes through when experiencing mania or depression. And family can learn different intervention methods about how to take care of this person whenever they are experiencing these negative effects of this bipolar disorder. So, my statistics will all be based off of self-reports, and my participants will be ages 18 or older. I do not have any incentives for them. This is just out of self-will, and the purpose is just to encourage education to family members about how to cope and to learn about how to provide a healthy lifestyle for the individuals experiencing this. I already talked to you about my measures. I would list them out in a bar graph and a table and all of that good stuff. I would then analyze all of my data and, of course, talk about it. But my hypothesis of this would be that individuals with bipolar disorder will experience less symptoms of this disorder with encouragement of their family and help with their family. So that is about as far as my paper goes. I think a strength of my paper might be that with the writings, these are open-ended writings, so it's kind of like you're not putting symptoms into people, you're letting them tell you the symptoms and their experiences, and this, I believe, is a strength of my paper, and I think it would be beneficial for further research to be done on this topic because it does affect family members, and stable relationships are one of the biggest traits of people having this disorder, and it can help a lot having someone be there in your life to even help with the depression, because a lot of times things need done that individuals are not able to carry out, and sometimes people who have children and stuff need to reach out for that extra help, and that just means that it is a sign of strengthness, not weakness, and family can be there to help the individual accept that this is something they're going to have to go through their whole lives, and it just seems like it would do a lot of benefit to have families be there. That is it. Thank you.